Yes. Hello. It is the weekly bulletin on Srtv. My name is Daddy Chris, and here with me is Princess. Princess, how are you?
I'm fine. Good morning, sir. Daddy Chris, how are you
Ah,
today?
ah. Thank God it's weekend. I'm going to try and have a little fun in London. But hey, do people in Nigeria have fun? I can hear stories of cholera. Uh, the whole week has been really pathetic. We're still in this 21st century dealing with the issue of cholera. Could this be water? Or what is the cause of all this? Are we dirty people?
Yes, it was actually attributed to, um, unhealthy eating, water, unclean water, untreated
What do you mean
water.
what do you mean unhealthy eating? What do you mean unhealthy eating? I will not eat healthy. What does that mean?
Okay, I'm going to explain each to you.
Okay.
So we talk about, first of all, untreated water, unclean water that people drink. And of course, we also talk about, food that are not properly prepared, or the hygiene, the level of hygiene used in preparing this food. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, when people walk around traffic, they know that foods are open, they are not properly covered. People just buy and they start munching, they start eating. These are some of the things that people could
But
easily get.
we eat more on the streets in London than you guys. You always eat in a decent place. Anyway, you go to Booker. In London, we just pick up McDonald's
Okay,
and we're
Daddy
on the
Chris.
street. We pick,
The issue is this.
yeah.
The issue is this, Daddy Chris. Sometimes already that we have the outbreak. I want you to get something right now. Lagos is a populated city. And now when there's an outbreak of any disease or any thing, it's actually much. It spreads so fast because the level of people touching each other, sitting close to each other on the bus, shaking hands, and selling food. That is what we're saying, right? So if somebody has it, or 10 people, and maybe they go out there, I bet you 100 or 200 will have it that day, because they might have contact with people, they might shake hands with people, and all that. And these are some of the things. And then we have this habit of not washing our hands. We know Nigerians during Ebola, people actually, were cautious about hand wash and all that. But now it's no longer the case. It's a case of back to where the way we were. This is not a kill African man like the cliche. And then people just buy things, holding dirty money from conductor anywhere, change, and they use the hand to start eating food without proper hand wash. And people use the toilet. The basic thing here, people go to toilet without coming back to wash their hands under running water very well. And now, how many people have access to running water? How many people have access to clean water? And of course, a lot of people come out and say we're selling pure water. The water is not even pure. You don't know how, whether or not the water is treated, or the water is even is clean. So these are some of the issues that increase. And as I'm talking to you now, we have cholera spread across not just Lagos State, but over 10 states already in Nigeria, and the number is keeps increasing on daily basis. And we've seen people die and others recover as well. So this is where we are today.
I heard of cholera when I was younger, and that kind of disease I say is waterborne. It's because of poor sanitation. Now in the 21st century, it's still coming back to dominate our headlines, and that's why I'm a little bit confused. Anyway, let's hope that. Unfortunately, that is one of those things that has been on the top news for the whole week. But this is show is where we'll take a look at all that has happened within the week, and maybe look at what is today. All right, Princess. I can't stop but ask about what is going on again in Kano. Is there some normalcy now? Have they had? Is there somebody who can say that it's not the emir of Kano? I know the governor has. We people love Sanusi. That's the truth. Maybe because he was a former CBN governor. We know him. We are familiar with him. We know he's outspoken. Uh, I would say I love Sanusi, but what is going on in Kano? Is there justice there?
Okay, in Kano State, there are major issues We know that the ruling was in favor of Ado Bayero, but the governor insisted that they cannot have that ruling. They cannot.
Wait a minute. The Federal High Court, I know the state court will never rule in favor of Bayero, so
Yeah,
it will
so
be
the
the Federal.
Federal High Court actually ruled in favor of of Ado Bayero. And now we've seen that the governor said the Federal High Court has no jurisdiction, over to entertain the matters of tradition or chieftaincy matters. And that he went back, he actually ordered the evacuation of Ado Bayero from that state, from that mini palace rather. And then we know we had Babangida Ogran yesterday that said that night he drove there. They actually, a lot of them turned out to see if they were going to evacuate him to fight back. But they got there, they waited, they actually saw caterpillars everywhere, but nothing happened. But apparently at the federal level, we have armies and police authorities also guiding that, Nasarawa has where the Ado Bayero is right now. So we have DSS as well surrounding, guiding him. And so the governor actually came out yesterday, changing mind that he not like he want to demolish the house. He just want to renovate the house to become a big house.
You
So
see
he
now
needs,
you want to renovate the place. Yeah,
yes,
it's a joker, man.
yes. So these are some of the issues,
Wait a minute.
concerning the concerning that judgment. And now we know also that uh other emirs as well, everybody has been very worried about the judgment, the conflicting orders coming from the federal level, the state
We
level.
all should be worried. We all should be worried because this is unheard of. Now this is it. From what we can see, obviously the state is in support of Sanusi, and then the federal might. I don't know who that is. I'm not sure it's
Be-
Tinubu here.
yes, because now Ado Bayero said, based on that judgment, of the Federal High Court, Ado Bayero and other four emirs have been disposed and should remain disposed until determination of appeal files by them, like that if they are willing to appeal, that judgment. But for now, right now, that him is the custodian of the state, and therefore whatever he says stand is binding. And so Ado Bayero remains disposed.
Anyway, I hope we wait to see how that drama unfold. It's disturbing. Uh, I thought we have a sacred traditional system, but obviously this is not the
We
case
keep
here.
saying it that it, Chris, we just want the governors to stay off traditional stools, local government affairs, and maybe we're going to have some sanity in the state. We're going to have especially with the kings, the way our kings have been reduced drastically to a level where politicians are tossing them left and right. How can politicians will leave the issues of the state, a lot of issues they have, to harness the state, and they come to traditional issues, to the extent of disposing. We know that, the great Kano kingdom, especially the Emirates, was one of the most prestigious in the country. But now it's such a playground for, politicians. And
The
Sanusi kept
politicians,
saying
yeah.
it that, yes, he kept saying it that he knows very well that anytime another governor come not in favor of him, they will dispose him as well. So it's going to be back and forth. That is something we should actually, be bracing up for, to see more of it, because we already saw it. And Babangida said it here. He said he was born in Kano. He's there at the Emirates as well. He grew up there, and now he's telling me categorically that even tomorrow he happens to be the governor of the state, somehow he's still going to impose his brother as an emir on the people, because it's not a trend, and nothing will happen. The governors will always have their say as regarding the issues of the states.
Anyway, away from that slightly, River State. Look at it. They are in gold here. Is that state golden at the moment, please?
It is not golden because as we speak right now, we've seen that LG, the Rivers local government crisis, and of course that of Tunu, Fubara and Wike, NLC and CUC asked police to vacate the secretariat. We know that the police have also actually, closed down the secretariat. They barricaded the place. None, even Fubara lawmakers can access it. Pro Wike people cannot access it as well. This they attempt to bring peace, to bring normalcy, to restore calm. But now we've seen that TUC and the labor, organized labor, NLC is saying that they are giving, the police immediate order to, vacate that place. You cannot keep, having people having things done their way. If it's a state and the lawmakers are supposed originally to go to the state house or to secretariat, actually this local government chairman is supposed to be working from the secretariat. The police does not have a right. You can station people there for a time, but people are still working. You don't need to close down the place. And now people are now working from home. We don't know who is who. We don't know who is supposed to be working on this or that. So they are saying that that place should be, police should reopen it as a matter of urgency.
But if the police, how can the police open it if they are fighting, they're killing one another? What's going to happen between the ones that refuse to leave and the one they just and the newly constituted ones? It's just going to be anarchy. Police cannot leave right now until there's some kind of judgment. But the question I ask again is, what is the judgment? Do we still have the same case like in Kano, conflicting judgment, or where are we?
And before we move forward, let's not forget also that coming from Rivers State, uh, Fubara replaces Wike's Allah Awose as chairman of Rivers Traditional Rulers Council. And also we've seen that Fubara is actually taking the lead as far as I'm concerned in this fight. He's stopping it. Wike used to, but now Fubara has outrun Wike.
So
We've
strong,
seen
yeah.
that, yes, we've seen that the governor accused Awose
But
of
I don't
failing
push
to
it. You know, they get fight. Why would they fight those days? Before make my uniform not here, we can't put the shirt. You can't put the uniform first. We'll remain pants, fight. Maybe they say now. Wike and Fubara. So Fubara, who get better blow than a Fubara? It's like Fubara have now they punch Wike well now.
That's the thing. And so you know that in as much as people thought Fubara was calm, Fubara has been loyal, Fubara did not want to fight back. We've seen now that at the long run, Fubara is now topping, the fight. Fubara is now is more fierce now. Coming to we're talking about violence now. Is giving this man back to back. And now because this man in question, these are what say the traditional chairman of the Rivers Traditional Rulers Council, yeah, Fubara has now replaced him. So we have another chairman. Since we can actually have people in every sectors, reporting back, standing for Wiki. I think Fubara is trying to normalize the state to make sure that you cannot be in my cabinet, you cannot be in my time, my regime, and you have another master. Two people cannot run the state. And so I'm disposing you so that I have somebody that will be loyal to me rather in progressing the state than you reporting back to Wiki. Everything we discuss what's happening here. We always have people. And of course, being the chairman, of Rivers Traditional Rulers Council, we know that Wiki can actually influence whatever they do as well and their judgment as well. So these are some of the issues.
Uh, the question I ask again is what is the court or what are the courts saying? Because funny enough now, I know they will be court. Wike might want to take the case at the federal level. Fubara wanted those cases treated at the state level. May God help us. Exactly what is going on now. Anyway, there's one guy that I don't want us to forget. This big man. How do you call him? You call him a big
Yaya
thief?
Bello, Yaya Bello.
Yaya Bello. Where is he? Is he on the run? Come on, this is a mockery of our system. A state.
Yeah, Bello up to now is nowhere to be found, and these are some of the issues we discuss here on the show as well. Where the EFCC security agencies, that are supposed to go after him, that are supposed to bring, him to justice, to book at least, or to judgment, to for him to be tried, whether or not is he will be found wanting. Now they are after people on the streets, the young Nigerians, doing their own thing, spending their own money, people spraying their own money. Thereby, I know I said it here that that issue very soon will be swept under the carpet. We said that before. And so
Yes, I'm surprised.
I'm even thinking that Labour should focus energy there as well. That these people should go after Yaya Bello. He must be brought to justice, because we know that the sitting governor is actually covering him. And so, because the sitting governor has some kind of immunity as well, and of course, that will tend to cover his master, or what's it called? Political godfather. So these are some of the issues.
Now, this is serious. Look at these people. Oof. Osimhen Finidi George. Osimhen and Finidi George. I am so angry. In fact, so angry to see this happening right now. These are two people that should be working together for the good of the country. But maybe it's you people, Princess, the press, that actually has caused fire here. Because one said this, you amplify it. The other one said it, you amplify it. Now we are in a mess. Now I read online how those who are supporting Finidi are saying this boy should be banned, blah, blah, blah. And then those supporting this boy say Finidi is an asshole, this and at the end of the day, is it for the benefit of the competition? Is it for the benefit of Nigeria? That is my concern here. What is going on, Princess?
At this point, there's nothing that can be done or can be said. Finidi officially, NFF has actually accepted his resignation. He resigned officially, and he did made a statement such as NFF stabbed him at the back, and Finidi, Osimhen was actually rude to him as well. And people have been calling that Osimhen should be suspended or should be punished for the outburst against, Finidi. But we know also now that Finidi is already not with the Super Eagles, so there will be no point, taking Osimhen away now that we no longer have Finidi. So I feel like he should be warned, but not actually suspended. If you say we should suspend him, how can we suspend him when we don't have Finidi? So how many people do you want to leave the Super Eagles? We have critical match coming. We have, people to play with. So at the end of the day, right now, we are back at where we were. The NFF is actually hunting as a matter of urgency for a new coach, and I think this is where we have the issues. We have 4 years. The last World Cup was 4 years ago, so we had all the time to actually, shop for this coach. But
we had a coach that took to the Nations Cup. We wanted a homegrown coach. We have the like of Finidi and Monique, Omakashe, my man. None of them were good enough. I don't understand this. To be honest, I don't understand this. I expect that
is what was saying, sir. So what was saying is that, in as much as Finidi did not try in the last 2 matches or the first 2 matches, he actually served as coach. He should have been given time, because we know that he only got the job May here, and now we've seen that he's no longer with us. And now you expect another new coach to come today, and then take them to again the match against Rwanda and win the match as well. So these are some of the issues. These people need time to bond, to understand, so they know the language of the coach. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing. We keep going back. We're always at the same place.
Now, my concern is this: Osimhen is a human being. He's a young boy, and we're going to go on that pitch and try and play football for Nigeria. I was reading the story of Mbampe. He said it's a French guy that is not Cameroonian. The reason being, His father wanted him to play for Cameroon. They called the guys there, like the Cameroonian football authorities, and they were demanding money from him. At the end of the day, he's now one of the best players in the world. In fact, I was missing him yesterday in the match between France and the Netherlands. So this young man, he might have a chance to change nationality and play for another country if we don't treat him well. That is on one side. And then the other side of the story is, hey, what you cannot do elsewhere, don't do it at home. How can it be? In Africa, there's respect for elders. Even when they are wrong, there are ways you talk to them. But when situations like this happen, Princess, what are these elders supposed to do? Is it not bring them together and make peace? Allow them to fight, separate? Is that the way forward? Now, like you rightly said, we are shopping for a coach in the midst of the most crucial qualifying matches Nigeria will ever face. In fact, in this time, what is going on? What kind of judgment?
So the thing is this, Daddy Chris. We know that, in as much as we want the best for Nigerian, we and Nigerians will always, clamor for our team to win. NFF has never put its house in order. For a long time now, for so many years now, we have been calling on the NFF, Nigerian Football Federation, to put its house in order first. You don't, because analysts came here, football analysts did say that there is a way you do things from the beginning that it becomes a pattern, a system that whoever comes in now follows that pattern. If you fail to do things right from the very beginning, that is how it will continue to be. And we know that at some point, Finidi was brought in. According to this expert that came on the show, some of these players are actually looking down on Finidi, based on who they are at the international level. And then the NFF as a team, as it were, you have such an issue. The analyst said also that this issue is supposed to have been resolved inside, this issue. NFF is supposed to have a press briefing immediately. And so that this issue has been resolved. We are working on it. Normally people fall out and they come back, but the team
Exactly.
But you have never seen a press briefing from NFF. We've never seen them say a word about this. And it's worrisome. And so they sit at the glass house. I don't know what they think. I don't know what they do. But sometimes it's disturbing to know that we have such an issue. And that's why I'm saying there will be it will be of no use, suspending Osimhen, because we already lost the coach. And then we're going to have Osimhen out again. Then how many people are we supposed to be having
No,
in a team?
the team definitely need Osimhen. We need Osimhen in that team.
I've said that before over time.
Yes.
Even though they said it's overhyped, the fact that is there, even their opposition or whatever it's called, we know that Osimhen is around and brings some kind of tension, some kind of and that alone is good as well. But anyway, we keep hoping that we get a coach that we get it right. As we're talking now, the NFF is actually hunting for a coach, and I don't know how possible it is for us to get that person, because reactions actually came after NFF accepted this Finidi's resignation, that Osimhen was never the man for the job. So I don't know the man that will meet the expectations of Nigerians, but I'm hoping that we get that man, not that we are rushing, looking for left and right. I'm hoping that we actually get the right one.
Nigeria should not behave like me, who is always hunting, trying to replace staff at Srtv and always getting it wrong. You got to be patient and do it right. But the question, Mary is right here with us. My question is, what happened to the vehicle? Give it to Finidi. That G-Wagon. He goes with it or he returns it?
That we have to do with the contract they have. Nobody knows the contract they have. It's a contract that will determine whether he's going with it or not. But I did hear that the contract, part of it said that if he lost 2 matches, if he didn't do well, then he can walk away or he can resign. And so
who does that? Who does that? Anyway,
this guy came here to say that normally when they have contracts with our indigenous coach. These are some of the things the NFF don't get right because they don't trust our own deep down. They don't want to give in so much. Let's just try him first. Let's see how it will turn, how everything will turn out. And but when they have a foreign coach, they tend to have a concrete contract, a solid contract. But when it's Nigeria, they just want to see, let's try and see. And these are some of the issues.
Yeah, and maybe you're out of focus. I don't know why. So that's why I took you out. And if you can just fix it, that would be amazing. I don't know. I will go with it. Anyway, finally, Princess, what is going on again? We're having another issue with ASU. What are they saying now?
Okay, ASU is calling, as a matter of urgency, calling on the federal government to do something quickly. That the public institution, the universities are actually going down, and so the federal government fails to do something on this, it will be a thing of shame. And we know that ASU also has been threatening to go on strike. But what they are this news today is not about the strike. They are actually begging the federal government to save public universities from total collapse. But they threaten another national shutdown if nothing is done. They feel like the staffs are not getting
What are they expecting the federal government to do? Because everybody have a case here. Why are they expecting from the federal government? I mean, the federal government have done well. They've introduced the student loan. I don't know how effective it is. What are they actually demanding this time? You might not be able to tell us all, but do you have an idea?
Yeah, some of the things they're actually demanding, like we said before, they said the welfare of some of their workers are not being
Back to that one.
yes.
But one thing I want to say is ASU, I can't wait to see them again. All the news coming about how the lecturers are abusing our daughters. Is that not a national?
They're also accusing federal government of not that most of these public universities have been left abandoned for some time, no renovation and all that. So, and they're also saying that no financial commitment, no funding towards them. So these are some of the issue. It has always been issue of funding. When we hear HASU, it has always been issue of welfare and funding. We talk about
ASU,
money, nothing
I
else.
have problem with ASU not being able to make a statement when it comes to the abuse in the university. I agree with ASU though, that the Nigerian government should get out of the university system. We don't want to see them there. You see, I can't wait but talk about what happened in the UK currently, where the universities are funding themselves. It's simple. Princess, I don't understand the fear or the miracle that is affecting this. If students can pay in private universities and they're doing well, I don't see any reason why they cannot do well in our state universities. Or if the state cannot do that, okay, you pay your school fees. Now, federal government schools or state schools will be cheaper and understandable. In fact, what I even say is they should be the same price. All universities should charge a flat rate. Let the university attract students based on their performances. That is where regulation comes in. Government will say, okay, I am giving all the students their loan. They will pay their school fees from their loan. I'm not paying you, Mr. Asu, because you are like the Nigerian oil people destroying us. If it get to stop, ASU misbehavior is still coming from the federal government paying them. They're doing nothing and they're expected to be paid for what? Look at the state of the university. Are they working? Are the student, because if the students are not getting the normal treatment, one of them is abusing them, then what's the point? Paying you big money. Anyway, let's put that aside because that is being sentimental. What I am
And
saying
then
is,
go
would
ahead.
it be so bad if our universities are now charging money? From the money they charge, they're able to renovate and then pay salaries. Princess, I don't understand this. If let's take Uniben for instance, or your university, how many students on the average do you think we have? An average university in Nigeria, how many students do you think we have?
We have so much, so much.
Can we get up to 5,000 at a time?
It's more than even one class alone. We are talking about some classes, you see battalions in one class.
So, Princess, so if what this one, I'm just thinking like a stupid person now. If the average school fees for a student is 500,000 for the year, or maybe if you're running 2 semesters, 200,000 per semester times 5,000, make that arithmetic. That money will pay all the lecturers and run the school perfectly well. I'm talking 100,000, which is rubbish. In the UK, Princess, school fees is 9,000 for home student. I'm not talking of foreign student. You pay 14,000 if you are, because what I do, we run a package on study in the UK, helping people to come and study here. If you're coming to study here, it's about 14 minimum. They give you scholarship, which is in the name of scholarship, but stop it, man. So what can be so bad if we are made to pay 300,000 or at the least 500,000 per semester, which the government can give to students as a loan. You only pay when you started working and you are earning a decent amount of money. You send a cap on it. Then the university will then pay themselves. And the federal government can get out, and also can then misbehave. And then when you are a lecturer, and if you put your dick in your hands in your school, you'll be sent out. Because what is going on is unacceptable. Nigerian university is a shame, and this is the hope we have. If the academic institution that is meant to breed our future leaders, our future workforce, are this bad, then we have a problem. I don't like ASU for some time now. Because when I hear of the search for grade, and ASU has never made a statement about that. All they come to do is, we are not well paid, but you are paying yourself. You collect, let's forget about the search for grade. You know how much they charge students for money? I want two of you to tell us your experience, how they charge you people. You've both just been to the university. Maybe thank God you are here. When you were in school, were you paying handouts? How much?
Yes, sir. But okay, we have like 3,500 then. Some 4,000.
For handouts?
Yes. It's
so
just
you
like
pay for each of the courses, right?
yes. But if it's
And
just
the
like
lecturers are claiming they are not paid. No, listen, let's come to that. You collect 3,500 for handout, which you print it and you know what you're doing. You collect that money because you want to make money, times the number of students. You have not been paid, though. You are not ever well paid. See, these are the things, you see. By the time the system is not regulated, people go in and misbehave. Who are you to tell us in the UK that, in fact, when I go to my uni here, you know what I do? I print everything I want for free. I mean, every damn thing I want. Today, I can just go there and print all my coursework, as much as I want. And nobody charged me for that. You know why? Because now I have paid a decent amount of money to the school. The school is paying their lecturers well. They have provided me certain things. Would that be so bad? Student, I'm talking to you, how can I get the money? How can you get the money? But the lecturers are taking money from you, abusing you on a daily basis. You're not listening to what I'm saying. Listen, Princess, I'm going to leave that for you to decide what we can do to restructure the Nigerian universities. It's so important. ASU is becoming a nuisance. They are not good right now. I used to support them. I always blame the federal government. How can the federal government say they cannot pay ASU this and that? But the question is, what is ASU, the lecturers themselves, doing?
So, if we're going to be talking about ASU, then it is going to be a problem. It's not basically about ASU. Have you not noticed that everything that is of the government, it's always having this issue? But it's just that this is more affecting us because we are the young ones. We need education as a matter of urgency.
Princess, ASU has been destroying our education system with their strike. And they come with one story and another. What we expect, that, you know what I'm thinking of? If ASU is saying that we want government hands out of our universities, they are intelligent enough. Most of them study outside the country. They see how it works. They go home and all they fight for is pay me more. Increase my welfare. You never see the campaign behind ASU has never been how to reform the system to be effective. It's how they get more money. Where's the money coming from? I always say to people, have you earned it? Has the university earned it? University can earn it. You know what we do? Other than student school fees, there are so many things universities can do to make money.
I feel like also that if a one man can run a university successfully, I don't know why our public institutions are not
You
working
said it
at
all.
all.
No, you should be asking ASU that question. You should be asking government that question. And that should be the debate. Not give me more money. All ASU care about, all ASU talked about is my welfare. I want ASU to come out today, and I'm saying to them, to come out and tell us how to restructure that the campaign, hold the government accountable, not to pay you more money, so that when you go to the table, they increase your salary and you go home. So you go and collect more handouts. Of course, you have some beautiful girls to abuse. Come on, man, you get to stop.
But funny enough, even if you pay school fees and you don't buy textbook, you might likely fail the course. Because they'll tell you if you don't, it looks as if the book selling is more important to them.
Of
If you don't
course,
buy a craft book, there's no way you pass the course. Like that one, you're very
Is the point I was trying to make that the Chris understand. Now it's not about us restructuring the school. It's about the fact that anything that has to do with government, Mary, I want you to look at the system carefully. We're talking about anything that has to do with government sector. Is that give me is a trade by barter. It's never a free something. But we know that it's the same thing, right? But we know that if a private person runs that thing, it's done well because somebody's eyes are there. Somebody is always, no, this is my investment. The Bible said that where your treasures are, that is where your hearts will be. So people tend to guide their own, put eyes and make sure they don't fail. But once it's government, they say it doesn't concern me. It's not my own.
Yeah, so the government is supposed to know the university is their own. Now it is beyond my control. What I only do is I will set up regulations and allow it to work.
But like the government, they make sure that there is a VC in the school, right? So yes. Another thing, what is the VC doing? Good. How many times does the VC even come to the school? That's another thing.
Because there's no business for the VC. What so I'm saying
I think in all this we should not be. I think in all this we should not be holding, the VCs and lecturers accountable. Let's go back to to the head. Who is the Minister for Education? What are the policy put in place? You came in as a new minister, for instance. This is the sector. This is what has been happening. The place is a shambles. Okay, me as a minister, I think this is how I want to work. Each school, you give them, this is my policy. You can raise your own money. You can actually fund yourself. Let's do this. Let's create this and all that. But have you seen the ministers even doing this? How many times do you see the Minister for Education coming on a press briefing to speak about?
I agree with you. Most of these ministers may not be academicians. They may not even be aware.
Exactly.
ASU have been there. There's a guy that came here. I think someone came on the show who is a lecturer at the private university. You heard what he was saying. Now, most of the things they do at the state uni, he can't try it. He's getting better pay than those guys at the university. You know why? Because the system wouldn't allow you. You see, Nigerians are not meant to disobey law. Nobody breaks law. It's not in the UK. I obey the law not because I want to, but because if I don't, there's one place for me: jail. So nobody wants to obey the law.
Like that lecturer, where is lecturing? If as a lecturer you collect money from any students to pass them, you're definitely going home. That is how strict they are in that school.
That's it.
Affair with the students, you go home.
Good.
It's not about that school. Every private school in Nigeria is like that, most likely.
So,
if we
can do that, what is ASU discussing? What is if ASU can see that? Why is that not their challenge? If they care about us at all, these are people with children.
But
already. Don't forget also that sometimes it's we ladies that are throwing ourselves at the lecturer. I mean,
it's even easy for you to report a lecturer in a private school. But let's check this. In a federal school, who are you reporting to? Who are you telling?
Who throws herself on a lecturer? Who does that? Is it not the system that allow you?
Yes.
It's not we're saying that decrease. So it's a two-way thing. When we talk about this, it's because there are no laws. And because somebody do not want to read and pass exam, They just feel, okay, I have my way of passing. Like we saw on the news the other day, a young lady coming out to say that from her mouth. And so we know that we had in school as well, even during our time, we knew we had evidences of some of our classmates doing this because they didn't want to study, they didn't want to read, but then they want to measure up with us that are stressing reading all night. So it's like that.
Yes,
it's actually like that. So what we're saying is that for the education,
wait, if you come to the UK today and you want to go to uni, an old man like me, I have no other way to pass other than to study. I can't even buy my way. I have the money. What will I do? Or what am I doing? I study, or else I fail. End of discussion. So, Princess, the system allows, and I'm saying now, these lecturers, they are crying because they are the one crying here. The students are not crying because they don't have anybody to cry to. The Nigerian state is not crying because, of course, they are the receiving end. I'm asking them, you are the one crying. What about your own fault? You that knows what can be done, you can see your fellow universities doing it right. Why is your priority? That's what I'm saying now. Why is your campaign not on how the university can be effective? Why is it about how much you can be paid? How much welfare you can get? You know the welfare can never be sustained. This is what I keep saying to Nigerians.
Well, nobody. These lecturers, the excuse they give you of all these actions they do is they'll tell you that, do you know since how long I receive salary last? You understand?
Yes.
Or they not be paying.
Nobody will pay them. They will never receive salary, Mary. Thank you. They will never receive salary. This will remain a self-fulfilling prophecy until we do what we're supposed to be right. You can't go to.
And that is why we're saying that the minister on his own, being the federal government, with the appropriate bodies, are supposed to make sure that, okay, this is the pattern. Let's go this way. Let's see if it will favor us.
Agree.
So you don't expect.
What I'm ashamed of is the people who I know are intelligent enough. These are the brain of the nation. They are in fact, these guys they've studied. They've gone far and wide. They've read. They're supposed to propose things for the minister. Their priority should not be give me more food.
Why are we proposing things for the ministers? I thought that these people, their portfolio were critically looked at, thoroughly selected, carefully selected, and of course they went through screening at the National Assembly. And all of a sudden they come to their offices, they are dormant, that decrease. No, don't tell me that, because at the end of the day, these people go on expensive trips. They stay. They get all the allowances.
Also go on an expensive trip and begin to abuse our guests and demand money for handouts.
You are not even understanding what I'm saying.
I understand you.
The fact that you are totally blaming this on ASU and leaving the federal government and the ministry.
No.
The ministry.
Nobody will blame them. You know what I'm asking ASU? I'm asking ASU, why is their focus not on this? I'm not saying they don't have a case.
If they tell you the lecturer that came, his salary is way higher, that is because private university students pay way higher, so their salaries are higher, unlike the government schools. And at the end of the day, this money are owed. These things are constitution. They cannot just come out and say this is how we want to be doing. It has to follow a process, a constitution, a law. Somebody will not just wake up and say, okay, I think we can be making money. I think we don't want to be paying us.
Princess, for a law to change in an academic society like our own, we want to hear the voices of the lecturer. Can we leave that there? Because they're supposed to say this is the way forward for Nigerian universities. They are comfortable. All they're demanding is more wages. I refuse to be on their part this today. I don't even want to see ASU with their lousy cry. They should be saying Nigerian university deserve better. Look at the structure in Uniben, in Unifair. Go to these places. Go there. It's a village. A village that can feed a state. And there, what are they doing? Only sleeping with women and begin to wait for government to pay them. Tell them to go and ask for a better university. They can't do it. If the money they are even collecting, only they put it together for handout, it will run affairs. They will have AC in their room. They are the ones suffering. It's not me. Have you been to their offices? You see dirty books fan blowing. If you can buy AC, then it's your money. It's not supposed to be so. The university should be able to provide you a decent office. But because you are not thinking along, you are thinking of yourself alone. Me. Now the system is what it is. I want to use bad word today. I know, Princess, I understand what you're saying. You said the minister, if you're not ready to be minister, what do they do there? You can't see what is going on. Your fellow state, private school are doing better than your university. You cannot say, oh, what are they doing better than that, so that we can learn and begin to do it right. I'm not saying go outside Nigeria.
They don't care if the private school is doing better than them. I wish they care. That's when you say maybe there'll be improvement. That's why you don't care.
Of course, what they need, they're going to go and build their own private university. Have you seen any politician who doesn't have a university?
Most of them will have their own schools. So why should they care about whatever is happening?
It's called American University. Boy, you know, see, now I want to be that state.
The private schools are now much. You need to understand that the private schools are now much.
Not good reach for article to name university. Now, American University now name.
Yes, now.
Go and look at them. All them most trouble, all these criminals. All they can do is set up university to be rich.
So you should understand why they should not care about the federal
I understand
schools.
that. I understand.
Yes,
So we see the politicians do their own, but the lecturers are now raping. At the end of the day, who is taking the blow? We, the parents. Because I send my daughter to school, it's not to be abused. Let's go. Princess, I know we have to disagree sometimes. It's okay. I think we are just
is there a disagreement?
I think so.
Anyway,
now, what is going on between these our two people?
Yes. There's a story now. I wanted to report on that earlier. You know, Peter Obi is actually dragging the president so hard. He's insisting that the president is turning blind eyes and turning deaf ear as well to the plight of Nigeria. That most time is not coming out to address the critical issues we have. There is no time in point that he has come to say, oh, the economy is really this, so we are working, we are doing AYZ. There is no time he's talking about, sectors, critical things that we're supposed to be talking on right now. So it's always out of focus, out of point. And that is what Obi is hitting at this time. That if you don't have people around you that are telling you the truth or that should show you the way, then you need to reshuffle the people around you because they are not doing you well. And this is what is insisting that he has never acknowledged the main challenges of Nigeria today. So it's always out of things that are not even in a priority list. So this is the debate today.
And the truth is, you cannot say at first I was thinking that that maybe they don't know what the people are complaining about. They don't hear about it. But how comes that day he fell on that democracy day, right? That day he fell. How comes he reacted immediately? That he's for Yoli Dobale. So it was clear that he actually know that the people has been complaining. He actually listened to what the people has been saying. He just intentionally keeps silent about it. You get? Why is vice president always his spokesperson that come out and say, this is what the president have in mind for us. This is what the president intends doing for us. But you will not see him coming out to address issues. But anytime you see people laughing at him or criticizing him, that is when you know that he actually listens to what Nigerians are saying. But honestly, this is wickedness. I support Peter Obi for this.
In fact, thank you. I'm going to bring that Godwin comments quickly back. You see, Princess, maybe let's go back to the ASU we're talking about. President Tinubu has done one thing. He has copied from what he has seen abroad, introduced one thing, what we call
student
loan.
Yeah.
Something I applaud. You know what? But the dead minister who's supposed to sit down with ASU and come up with a structure and say to President, listen, all ASU strike will be over if we go this way. You understand? We give the student more loan, let us increase their loan. ASU pay themselves. We regulate how much they collect and how things are done. We can then put them in prison if they touch any of our daughters or if they collect handout. So that way they will go to class and work and go home. You understand? Because the lecturers are not free. And this is exactly what we're saying. So I agree that President Tinubu, you are anyway, I've never been your fan. The man is too old for this job. I say to run a country like Nigeria, you need to be agile. You need to be, in fact, you want a young man before you know it, he's in the classroom. A president will just show up in the classroom and say, what's going on here today? You understand? The country will be in trouble. He's on short. You understand? And that's the kind of things we want to see from a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You don't know where you will see him next to. He might show up in a hospital and all the staff of that hospital are in trouble because every sector of the Nigerian state has been bastardized. And Baba, you are, like Peter said, you know and you are sleeping. Mary just said now that you are aware and you are sleeping. And if you have introduced student loan, and today ASU is complaining again, is that not a shame on you?
And
It's
and
not
and, 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 and
before.
also Peter Obi is frowning on something that the president is always fond of a particular statement, saying that even other nations they are facing these challenges. It's not only us, it's a global challenge, and that he should pinpoint things that that matters. It should not bring that the reason you were voted for, you had a manifesto, you had a mandate, you said these things with yourself. There was a campaign, and that's what thank God there was a campaign. You came out to say, AYZ, I'm going to do this. We've seen that this administration or over the years this, but I'm going to set this. And then coming out to tell us that these are global challenges, these are this, it is like cock and bull story. And that is what Peter Obi is actually holding out today, that you need to start pinpointing, you need to start acknowledging that we Nigeria, nothing is working. The people are actually dying. There is hunger in the land. The suffering is too much. The extent now that even the PMS, the fuel, it will get to a stage where everybody will start working from their home. Nobody can leave their house. That's if they even are able to pay their house rent. And so you coming every day to tell us this is something that you need to relook at yourself and the people around you very well. And I really want to say thanks to Peter Obi, because this is what Atiku, Peter Obi, Showolu, or all of them, they are supposed to, when you checkmate them. Now, we've seen issue of the private jet. They said the lawmakers are actually planning, suggesting a new private jet for the president and the vice president to ease their movement. And, we saw Peter Obi coming out to say, how can you to add, at this point in time that Nigerians are dying is when you're thinking about a private jet. And we know now that they are coming, in fact, it's on the papers today that no, they want to sell off the old ones, right? So these are some of the issues we have, and I'm really happy that we have oppositions actually trying to checkmate. That is only when you have an effective governance.
Thank you. I'm happy you observed that, Princess. What we need is our leaders, those who didn't win the election, to tell us what they would have done if they were to be in the shoes, and Peter has demonstrated that. Anyway, Atiko is a little bit, sometimes when I hear him coming once. My daughter would say once. Once, you hear Peter say something like that. Anyway, before we take a look at some of the papers, I really think we should. I saw some one disturbing image of the traditional rulers there. I don't know, Princess. Maybe we should just touch on that before we move. The medical association.
Yes, the medical association. That is Ogu doctors threaten strike over poor working condition. And as well, they are alleging that now there are no medications at the hospitals. This they hold to. Of course, we had a doctor yesterday on the show that also affirmed that normally the malaria drugs that they used to sell for 800, 700 is now 3,000 plus. And so hospitals are not able to afford these medications. The government is not able to afford them. And so patients are now finding it very difficult. And you, a doctor, you know very well that what will make you want to treat somebody, or you are happy to see a patient, recovering. But when you see that there are no medications, they are not able to afford, but they keep bringing sick people to the hospital. So it's as if you don't know what to do, and it's quite disheartening. And so these doctors are threatening a strike as regarding to poor working condition, and especially, the lack of medicine, lack of drugs across general hospitals.
Now, and the thing, Princess, I don't understand something. The reason you devalue your currency, it's not as if your money is finished. All right? What I understand is Nigeria devalue our currency with the rate of the dollar currently, meaning we sell oil. That money will come back to us more now. You understand? Because we earn dollars. So if the money they were getting before was 500,000, now they're getting about 5 million. And so for the government to say we don't have money to buy because of the current exchange, I don't understand it. you're earning the same money. You devalued it, it doesn't meaning you can afford to pay more for certain things. I don't understand this. It's just the ordinary people that don't get increase in wages that should be crying. Otherwise, government should be able to afford drugs as usual. Of course, they can afford private jets for President Tinubu and his vice, or the rest of us. I bet Princess Mona not let me dey cry because some of these things they just make us. Let's just look at the news for today. I mean, it's what we are here to do, so we'll do it as usual. But let us before we do more on that, and I think maybe we should look at what Godwin said here before we
Yes,
go on a break.
I actually want us to read that headline there. That
Okay.
rather that comment there that says
Yes.
we should just face reality and point it out to ASU that they cannot dictate to the government by saying that the government should hand off what the government built. ASU should tell the public their impact on our educational system and how they have stampede out cutters and out system has
Another
how the
element.
system has noise divide, and what they should tell the public is how to bring back our educational lost glory before we can. I think that
Yes.
Curtis, Stampede Curtis, and another element that is now affecting the general public for the past few years. The educational sector has, I understand what he's saying that ASU has other things to do. We're talking about, external inside the system as well. There are a lot of other issues apart from, you know, the fund always coming out to say this is what we want. It's about funding, it's about welfare, about them, rather than looking at other critical issues we have. Nobody is actually disputing that fact, but we also know that in as much as ASU is a body, just like what we have the NLC as well. So ASU is a body, is a union as well. And then I'm just saying that it will not be a bad idea for for the minister to sit up, to work with these bodies to bring solutions, to profile solutions, to as what to bring up this university, like Uncle Gondwe said. Now these are things that have been disturbing for years, and it's so worrisome that we have new ministers keep coming and the system remain the same. So what is the essence of maybe the ASU body or the ministerial position for education, that nothing has been changed so far? We still have the schools, not collapsing, dying going down gradually, and then we have more private universities coming up. Like Mary said, if you check it, go to Abuja. Only in Abuja alone, you see private universities more than 10, 15. And how many government institutions do we have? I
That's
think this is the problem as well. And so until we start looking inward, until we bring these issues to the table, to tackle these issues. For me, if I were to be a minister, my jurisdiction is education. Fine. So I look at the education sector. How can we harness this sector? What can we do? It has been stagnant. It has been going down. So you look at other, economy. You check and balance. So you must find a solution. I'm frowning at the fact that the ministers for most of these, sectors, they do nothing. They don't bring solutions. They're actually sleeping. That is why I
Okay.
have issues.
Agree. And there is where I am confused myself. Let's talk about your brother, Princess. Keyamu is now the Minister for Aviation. Am I right?
yes.
Princess, aviation sector, that Nigeria alone does not have a national carrier. That Nigeria does not have an airline. They look at the whole of, even a state in Nigeria now have an airline. It's not shameful enough. I saw Keyamu on Peace Air with the owner of Peace Air doing this. Maybe they give him some money.
He's trying
Princess,
to advertise peace now.
it's annoying, shameful to see I'm supporting what you're saying, Princess. What the different sectors. I was expecting Keyamu to say today, aviation sector will be different in my time. If I spend a day, you will see the impact. I'm bringing
I've
the
never
national.
seen. I knew that nothing good will come from that sector as far as Festus Keyamo is concerned. Except you were expecting so much. I know him over the years. We know that he has always been a noisemaker It's from my state, but the truth is bitter. And so Festus Keyamo will see whites, and because that thing belongs to opposition, he will tell you it's black. And so we know him, the likes of Festus Keyamo, we know the likes of Gino Melai, we know the likes of Fani Kayode, a lot of them. So we know that I've been with them, I've been on their press briefing. I know that they talk too much. That is the problem. We can see on the news today, the governor of Benue State earlier, applauding the president for impact on for tackling security.
Is that the Reverend Father? The Reverend Father, talk that one.
No. The problem is that I think he's APC, and of course the president is APC now. He's trying to make us understand that in as much as there is a banditry and all that, the peace they enjoy so far, he credited to the president. It's shameful.
How can there be peace? How can there be peace in a place
where talking about Kano State, where at the IDP camp people are giving birth, where at the IDP camp no water, no food, where we have billions of people, thousands of them at the IDP camps, and you are telling me people that are not able to go back to their homes or their ancestral homes, and you are coming to applaud the president on the national news or national daily. Then well done, Mr. Governor. It's actually
the question I'm going to ask us, Princess. Are we not crazy?
We're mad. Everybody's mad.
Yes. So that settles the issue. We are mad people. And I think this is the right time to go on a break, because if somebody is praising President Tinubu for security of all the states, is Benue, then we are sick. We are sick. We are mad people. We all need to go to psychiatric home and come back. Maybe that is what we need. We need somebody to wake us up. And when I come back, I know we're going to take a look at so many things. I want us to look at what the individual sector, sitting out here and I'm listening to you guys, I'm just imagining what the individual sector can bring on the table. Name one. Is it sport? Princess, when I look at sport, for those of you on Sunday night, what do you guys do tomorrow? You go to church.
I saw a news today. Tem, is it Tim or Tem? I don't know her name.
Go to church. We all go to church.
I saw a news today, whether Tim or Tem. What's her name? Mary, the musician, the beautiful lady. Thames is saying that she wants to open a female football club, and now even if she's not, she's a musician. That is something she has passion for, and it's a good thing that she cannot do it. She wants to really invest there, and these are individuals. These are our young people.
My kind of girl. I love that. Look at you.
Right. Princess, you know what when I look at sport alone, I was just trying to make an analysis there. That on Sunday night, you all will go to church, right? You know where we'll go to in England?
Yes, Daddy Chris.
Our church in England is our football team.
Daddy Chris, you want to tell me that England people, they don't go to church?
No, our religion is football.
Mary, don't believe that it Chris. I went to church on Sunday.
Even though I'm in Nigeria with my full chest, I cannot believe that you are saying.
Okay,
Mary, I went to church on Sunday.
Ask Princess how many people went to church.
Daddy Chris, that was the last time you went to church.
That's the problem.
Princess,
I'm doing a good job in that part.
3 months ago. I was in the church 3 months ago. I was in the church 3 months ago. Let me finish.
It was 3 minutes. It was 3 minutes to the mass, or 2 minutes to the mass when I walked in, and you will be shocked that even that 3 minutes to the time, it was only the church was filled to the brim. I had to manage to squeeze myself on the second to the last seat, just to squeeze myself there because everywhere was already filled up.
Princess,
and so other churches as well. I don't want to believe, even if you go to Redeem, only our people here back to back. When you go to church, the people here, I'm talking about the British here. They go to church, they come to church.
Redeem is one. I'm not going to talk. All of them are not attacking me. These are the Let me ask a question. Can I ask a question? Princess, let's be honest. Even Blessing is making a comment. I want to ask, on the average, be sincere with me. Like Mary would say, let's be sincere. How many people were in that church?
On the average, the church is not very big, but on the average, we should say On the average, they should be up to like 200 or something, or 300.
Then you're much now.
You're up to that, okay. But
Yes.
Princess, you know how many people you see on our football pitch? 50,000, 90,000 capacity
It's the
fill up.
same thing now that decrease. Even when you come to Nigeria, even when you go to Nigeria, if you go to hold on, that decrease. Hold on, that
When I
decrease.
see that
Hold
for sure,
on now, hold
football.
on.
Because in the football sector, there's no
Hold
religion.
on.
Everybody, they are mixed, so there'll be much. But when it
Now,
comes to
don't forget that when we play ball, did you watch the Enugu Rangers last match that they won last week? Did you see that stadium? Everyone was filled to the brim. And now when you go to football centers, what we actually used to in Nigeria is bar, where the people watch ball, where people go to buy drink and they watch. Sometimes
that's where they take them very too. Maybe that's why the boys they take you guys, because that's where you like to go now.
Godly girl like me. Don't try me, they'll take me there now. The only bad is
and sometimes if you are driving in Nigeria when you're playing ball, you are not able to even access your street because people, cars, human beings. That's one thing. Everybody loves football. It's not only here in Europe. Everybody
Princess. Anyway, I rest my case. I will assume that when I say we don't go to church here, I mean football is our religion. And then you see, I just did a course now. And they tell you that even the charities, the government of this country recognize religion as not somebody, even if you don't believe in a God, it's a religion. So when I say football is our religion, anything that brings people together for a common purpose and they believe in it, whether it's a God or not a God, it's a religion. Anyway, we'll come to that another day. That is my definition of it. It's not me. That's how the British government.
For somebody like me, then when you always say that you put religion there is football, I used to think that maybe there is no church. You understand? Or people don't go to church in that place. So
No, even in England, I'm sure the Muslims, they're even more on Friday than the people that go to church on Sunday. And the people that go to the Muslims are mostly people from the eastern part of the world. I mean, the Arab world. These are the people you see that goes there on Friday. On Sunday, the few people from Nigeria will go to our Nigerian church. They've done well. They've converted all our warehouses to church. We're going to give you guys credit for doing that. Don't convert all our industrial sites in this country in order to church.
Honorable Kola said it now. Say when people they bring investments go Nigeria, they take our money with they carry hallelujah, they go there.
That's it now. And the small one we have now, they are leaving us. And they're not seeing that even the small people that even invested in Nigeria, they are leaving. They are leaving because of the inflation.
And I want to direct this to our comment that there's somebody on the comment section that says football is not a religion, but I understand that Chris is actually a lawyer, so sometimes people forgive his terms. He speaks based on he's using law terms, and we're seeing one of the meaning of religion is a pursuit or interest follow with a great devotion. Now, is an interest. When people have a common interest, when people have a same pursuit, a goal, everybody's looking at it can be seen as a religion. And so that's one of the definition of religion. Then we have the normal religion of belief of worshiping a supreme being and and all that. So I just wanted to correct that, then we move forward because I'm wrapping up the show.
Thank you for helping me out, Princess. Thank you for helping me out on that. Let's go on a break. When we come back, I'm not going to go into the issue of religion. We're going to look at the newspapers because today's headline is really on the cholera outbreak. I look at it again and again, and it is sad. In the 21st century, Nigeria cannot treat ourselves.
Especially now that we have lack of medicines across general hospitals.
Even that one alone, Princess, again, that one alone, in the medical sector, the doctor that treated me here is a Nigerian. Is it true that we don't have the people to do it? We don't have people who can produce medicine? Are we not mad?
No, even yesterday,
practitioners.
Maybe yesterday, I think Dr. Guest said it, Dr. Harrison said it, that we have people, within, even the other day too, I think, is it Toyin said it on the World Sickle Cell Day, that sickle cell medicine is not something that the patients are supposed to be buying. This
Yes.
is something that even at the hospital they can access, give to them to be taken on daily basis. The fact that you allow the parents to go and be searching for money, knowing fully well that sometimes they need blood, sometimes they need this medicine, this injection, and it's not free. These are some of the issues. And then we know Nigerian hospitals. I saw a very disturbing video yesterday. In fact, I didn't want to bring that on the national TV. I would have brought it here, of a lady that was really down. I don't know whatever she was suffering from, but you could barely see her bones. And then I think she's having a son of like 10 years or 11. The son was lying on the floor. Doctor, please, doctor, please. The son was rolling on the floor. The woman was holding onto the son's clothes. You will know that I think something like that comes with the highest level of pain. You are not able to bear, so you need to hold fist on something. And then they said she needed blood. She doesn't have money to afford the blood anymore, and she needs more blood. And the hospital asked her to leave. And she was at the reception. The son was lying, was crying, was begging, nurse, I beg, doctor, I beg, no allow my mama die. I saw it and tears just rolled down my face. I like, what kind of system is this? I do not understand, Daddy Chris. I do not understand.
Again, princess, you see, this kind of things that is happening to us now will not be solved until we stop our individualistic approach to the way we do things. And I'm going to explain that in this when we come back from this break. We are too individualistic. Now, because of that, there is no security. Now, instead of finding the total solution to our insecurity, you know what I'm doing? I am going to mount a big fence and have security men to follow me. Knowing that one can never be the solution. I'm trying to solve the solution of insecurity. I think that my solution is to have a very big fence and have policemen. That is a cheap approach. It's never going to work. Now, our education system is failing. Instead of us to look for the solution, which I've been talking about, I'm going to send my child abroad. We'll come back and we'll discuss this more after the break. Don't go away. Stay right there.
Ooh la la! The second edition of the Nigerian Week London 2024 is here.
It's another blend of arts and culture, entertainment, business, and networking activities.
A week-long extravaganza showcasing the best of Nigerian music, dance, craft, fashion, and businesses.
Taking place at the prestigious Lighthouse Theatre, 262-274 Camberwell Road, London, SE5. OAY. Date 22nd to 28 July 2024.
Tickets are available at eventbrite.com. For partnership and sponsorship, please visit superiorradioandtelevision.com
or call +4407 459 513 619 or +4420 3623 8755.
Email info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or visit our website www.superiorradioandtelevision.com/Nigerian Week 2024.
Come and experience a nation's culture that resides in the heart and in the soul of its people.
Anyway, welcome back. Let me apologize for that statement because blessing and people, those of us that believe in God, they're going to call me an atheist and I'll probably be prosecuted. I don't think everybody in England don't go to church. I don't think football is a religion, but by the definition of religion in my book, in the course I study as a lawyer, religion does not mean you have to believe in one supreme being or even in a God. That you come together. I'm happy Princess read it out, and I'm happy if you get it. That's what I meant. And that if you follow what she read, then you agree with me that football is our religion. Anyway, let's go on quickly to look at what the papers are saying. But when we try to do that, because I think it's about the cholera, we're going to look more on that. I think I want us to really jump on all the papers today to see how we can do this. All right. So let us please quickly run through where we started from again. Punch, right?
Yeah, start with the Punch. And the big story on the Punch: cholera outbreak. Nigeria runs out of vaccine as death hits 40. Order placed, arrival date unknown. Demand outweighs supply, says NCDC boss. Unregistered tiger nut drinks cause Lagos cholera outbreak. And that story is coming from the government. And that story is on page 2 and 4 of the Punch newspaper. Operators turn a blind eye as randy men camp on underage girls in hotels. And here we have another story that says why police didn't evict Bayero from Nasarawa Palace. And you can find that story on page 9 of the Punch newspaper. Sex important for happy home. This coming from Yetunde Bakari, and that's on page 17 of the Punch newspaper. And we have another story that says how Nani tried to have affair with me. This is coming from single father of 4 boys, and that's on page 25 of the Punch. Entertainers who struggle with infertility, and you can see Toya Abraham with this other lady from Akwa Ibom. I think I forgot her name. Beyond the green card, Nigerians find true love abroad amid cultural bias, and that's on page 20 and 21 of the Punch newspaper. Okay,
Now,
kidnapper seized my daughter after withdrawing 23,000 naira from ATM in Lagos. This coming from mother. Okay, and these are all the stories we have this morning on the Punch.
now lover day from the woman upstairs telling us sex is important in marriage, and the one that is being seduced by by by
Oh, she's
nannies.
not lying now, Daddy Chris. If it's marriage, we all know that that's the truth. As far as marriage is concerned, I think she's right. She is, not that I think. As long as marriage is concerned, she's right.
Before we call who marry woman, na face they look at.
That's it. So
Na so they give woman make you go look am for face, she
it's
go
not like
down.
a news. It's not like a news. She's right.
So why are they bringing it on my news today? That's my concern. And this
Because
woman,
sometimes when the women are angry, you understand, they might deprive their husband.
And they fast, oh Mary. Sometimes they fast for 40 days and 40 nights. No touching.
Hey, no,
go
nah.
come out
No
for the house.
kissing.
And
Because
if they fight, the
my
fight
future
don't
husband,
dey.
don't worry, I'm
Fight,
not like that. He said,
eh?
I'm
In
telling
fact,
my future husband in
women that
advance.
is money, eh?
And also sometimes, I think it boils down to the fact that most of the married people, when they start having children, and they not give time more to their children, and career women as well, sometimes they don't perform the wifely duty, which one of the most important one, the key one, is sex as well. And people shy away from talking about it for whatever reason, I do not know. But that is one key ingredient to marriage. Even if you go to marriage classes, then I used to cover the activities as a journalist in Catholic in Abuja. There you see that even the reverend fathers, they keep hammering it to the women. You cannot be fasting and you're depriving of your husband, except two of you agree on that fast. It doesn't mean that you can actually break your fast by and still perform your wifely duty. It doesn't hurt. And even during the Lent, we know all these things because of Lent. I'm a Catholic. During the Lent, Father used to preach a lot about these things. So I think women should understand that regardless of whatever is involved, your career, you might have children. We know that it's tiring sometimes as a mother, especially when you have kids to looking after husband, work, home, and all that. Still make a time for your husbands. And we're
But
talking about the married ones. So
I know that we are not married counselors,
we're
Sha.
talking about your
But there
marriage.
are other issues.
No,
Yes,
no,
what
no,
you're
no,
saying
no.
now. What you're
Princess
saying now.
Mary.
If a woman does that, she's wrong. But sometimes there are other pressing issues, you understand, that actually makes maybe the wife refusing the husband from touching her. You understand? Or maybe the husband, to some extent, might not be finding her attractive anymore. So I feel like it's not everything will come out here to say, but there are other things, there are other reasons why this thing might be happening. But
When I
regardless, I feel
when I
like
not discuss
whatever
when
the
I not
problem is,
discuss this
as long
matter
as you
for
want to,
romance and
so
relationship.
as long as you want to stay married, you don't need to deprive your husband, you understand, of anything,
You
except you
know,
don't want to. If you don't want
you
to,
know,
then you take a walk. If you want to still be a married woman or a married man, then I see no point of depriving oneself of the fun that comes with it.
I watched this movie, I think I love my wife. You know what Chris Rock said? he waka for road. Because the wife had never had sex with him for about 3 or 4 months. Every woman they excite him. He said, look at that one. Look at, he see them, and all he can see is how mad it can be. And you know what he said? He said, He said, my wife saw these beautiful women out there. He can't starve me of sex for 3 months. That is exactly what you do when you keep your husband hungry.
Like Chris,
With all the side chicks on the
there are
streets.
women that are afraid of sleeping with their husband because they're afraid of contacting maybe one sickness to another. Maybe
The man you're married to.
because they know that this person humanizes a lot. This person cannot stay faithful.
And you cannot.
And because they want to protect themselves.
Talk about it, Mary.
That is like the men's word. You see, it's not like I'm supporting the female. I said it that there's no need of depriving him except you don't want. I know we are in the men's world, but these men do a lot of things. You can imagine you as a woman, maybe you're a faithful wife, and because of your husband's careless attitude, he comes and give you sickness. Is that a good one? So there are many reasons why these women feel like they don't want to do this again with their husband. You understand? Except
so is the question, Mary? I don't know. Is the marriage over?
Okay, Mary, Daddy Chris, hold on. Mary, I'm a woman too, right? I understand that the rate of infidelity is quite high. We can even see on this paper now that circle the entertainment that says entertainers who struggle with okay, that's another story.
So that's fertility.
Yes. Now let's look at something. We have a high rate of children not belonging to their husbands.
Thank you. I wanted to mention that.
Let me tell you something. It's vice versa, Mary. Let me just tell you the truth.
Yes.
Marriage big past the two of us. It's because the rate at which even me, I felt like these technologies or these equipment are fake, because the rate at which the rate of how do you call it? Is it DNA or DNA, right?
Yes, DNA.
The rate at which we are not seeing it, the women, the children not belonging to husbands. You will see a wife that has 4 children, 3 children, 2 not belonging to the husband, and the women will be shining their eyes. It's the same thing that we clamor that men are lost. Their infidelity is too much and all that. But you as a woman, I just want to say this: in as much as you feel like, okay, your man is being unfaithful to you, he doesn't, even I'm not clamoring for this do me I do you thing. At the end of the day, you are a woman. Don't forget, the society world where you use the word is a man's word, is Africa. And then you, a woman, you go out, you start having kids, and you all in the name of I'm a married woman. Then at the end of the day, the child is sick. You got to find out that the man is not the true father. We've seen 1, we've seen 10, we've seen 20. Mary.
But sometimes these women, they don't cheat. They don't just want the man to touch them, except they'll conduct a test to be sure that they are free. You get my point? It's not like maybe
and how are you sure that this one that went outside to get pregnant for that means there was no protection? How are you sure they don't also come with sicknesses or
so it's a vice versa thing. It's a vice versa thing.
Now you said it.
Yes, I know it is. Like what she said, marriage is big. You get, like Princess said, it's bigger than the both of us, but I want to believe it's not bigger than me. God will help me. I can handle it. You get.
Okay, amen to you.
I like that. I like that, Mary.
God will help me. I can handle it, because I know that there are a lot of mess that comes with marriage. But at the end of the day, patience is one thing that will keep you. You understand?
That's true.
Yes, that will keep you. That will make you understanding the marriage. And one thing I keep marriage is, if there's forgiveness, you see this marriage working. But if there's no forgiveness, there's no way marriage will work.
That brings us to this story here. Sorry, Mary. He said Nigerians find love outside, true love abroad. I beg.
And if that one is not true love anything, that thing is scam. It's not true love anything. That is why you see that they are with women there, but they are in Nigeria promising a lot of other girls that they want to get married to them. In fact, you can be with a woman there in abroad, but you have somebody you want to get married to in Nigeria. You get my point? But if that person is saying that, 100% of them, they are doing these things for the papers.
Mary, I don't think it's the 100%. Let's be fair. There are some few genuine ones that actually find love outside. It doesn't mean that because you are outside Nigeria, because you are here, it doesn't mean that once you go into a relationship, is for a green card or is for something. Genuinely, some people actually find love. Even in Nigeria, we've seen the case of this actress that Flavor used in his music. What's her name? Regina and
Daniel.
Ned. We've seen a lot of other people. The other day we see somebody that actually got married to a disabled man, hunchback, and social media was like, oh, this lady was so beautiful. And not like the man was having so much, people would have said, okay, it's the money. Do you get? So I think people find love in different places, and love can happen at any time. In as much as we know that most of our people here, they do it for the green card, but we still think that there are some genuine people here.
My Nigerian
Okay.
guys. Wow.
Anyway, one day we will define love, but let it be because that will be more trouble. Because I
I'm
didn't want
telling,
to.
no, I'm telling you the truth. I know this Igbo guy that I think we met then during service, and he was really into me. And somehow then he traveled, and we kept chatting and all that, as if we were actually in a relationship. But at some point,
As if, as if.
no,
So
no, no, you don't understand. There's a way you get close to somebody as friend, and you move past the friendship stage. That's what I'm saying. And
okay.
then he already traveled, because after service he didn't stay up quite long. He just traveled. And at some point, and I started seeing his social media handle. He not changed to another social media handle. So while he changed, because of course people will start to criticize him, and eventually he's with another woman here. And this guy confided in me that seriously he really loves this woman, that he doesn't even want to care about what people are saying, and he doesn't want something that will not demoralize woman, that this is not about the woman, that I know he's a hustler. And funny enough, the guy is even from a very rich home. And so this is why I say that some of them are for genuine reasons.
Anyway, Princess, we're gonna come one day and we're gonna define love. Can we look at
On
Vanguard?
relationship matters, please, people should not bring it to this my morning show.
Uh-huh.
There's nothing
So
that the
that's
Chris
why
hates
I
like.
said
There's nothing that the
what
Chris hates
disturbs
like to
me.
talk about relationship. There's nothing that the Chris hates in this life, and to talk about relationship matter in any show. But once you
Anyway,
want to talk
because of
about
time, Mary, we need to
yeah,
move forward though. Because of time, let's take some other papers and wrap up the show.
so what's
Let's
the next one?
let's look at Vanguard. I was liking what was in, what I don't like. I just like the lineup on. Let's just look at the Daily Trust first. I have
Daily Trust.
this lineup. Yes, of all these people, they call them the forgotten heroes of democracy. I really wanted to know a little bit about that. Who are these people, and are they forgotten heroes? Why this kind of difficult headline?
Okay, the big story on the Daily Trust said the forgotten heroes of democracy. Proper planning would have ensured significant names weren't omitted. Tinubu will acknowledge all in due course. This is coming from presidency. And the story is on page 5 and 6 of the Daily Trust. Greatest Nigerian song of all time. We have despite court ruling, Sanusi Bayero hold court on page 7. AKK gas pipeline project. I'll transform Nigeria's economy, industrial landscape. This is coming from federal government on page 4. Federal government to sell 3 presidential jets on page 7. And parents helpless as malnutrition ravages 7 northern states. And that's on page 26 and 27 of the Daily Trust newspaper. These are all the stories we have on the Daily Trust this morning.
And that special report there, because we can see is a special report, and
What's
that
that?
means it was critically written and did research on. And there's a very disturbing image there also that goes with that story. Parents helpless as malnutrition ravages 7 northern states.
They
Hunger,
may
there's
be
hunger in the
seven,
land.
7 northern states, 7, and you see. Anyway, let
There
me
is
let me.
problem. There is problem. That is it. There is problem. Big problem,
Anyway,
they
let's take on a lighter note. The greatest song, greatest Nigerian song of all time, "Sweet Mother, I'm not gonna forget you."
I
There's
You
not
know,
know.
ready song now. Daddy Chris, there's not ready song. I wanted to ask which
It's
song is that?
there. Mary is there. You have the sweet mother and you have the Dorobushi.
Oh, it's me that did not see it.
Mm.
Okay.
You have Dorobushi of the Melvin crew, And of course, you have Sweet Mother, and not go
You
forget.
don't like to do anything with the real life for do. Oh, that song that year with Don Jazzy. It's a sweet song.
Yes, and all the Mervyn crew,
Find it.
Tiwa Savage and the rest. That was a very great song. And of course, Sweet Mother will never, it will always be,
That's been there for a long time.
yes, it will always be fresh. It will always be new,
If
because
you
mothers
can imagine
are,
when they sang Sweet Mother, and we're talking of
eh?
this one, Sweet Mother is the richest, is the
Yeah, it's
greatest.
been long. They've been using it like for a very long time. We met it and it has been there.
And looking at these pictures here of the heroes they talk about, what is Fayemi Abi Femi doing there? I don't understand. What did he do? What did he do that he has to be here?
I
Because
asked you to that we're going to put touchlight on what Daily Trust just done there,
I don't
and
understand at all. Because
whether
being
they
a
are
journalist, I might be
whether
a
they
baby journalist, I don't
are
understand, but I know him very well. I know when he was the Ekiti State governor, or he's still the present governor, or he's a minister at one point. So what is he doing here? I don't understand. What impact has he actually done, or that we should be now be putting him here when we're talking about heroes? Heroes, that one is big.
please let us leave that man alone. He's a loser. We are mad sometimes. Let's look at this picture on this very page. So because today I'm looking at it's like on Sundays our papers they spite us with some one nice woman, and what they do, they expose the nice shares for us the men, because I know you women don't care.
That's
Am
a
I right?
Tolisa. That's a Tolisa. She's from Edo State. That girl is a comedian. No? That lady, sorry. She's a
And
comedian.
and I only the shares 90 the comedian.
She was once
It's
married.
not about the chest.
She
It's
was
about
once
the
married.
kind of.
She's no longer married. So that she's open. She's open for a
It's
start.
not that, Mary. Don't give out wrong information. It's a bad punch. Always bring in. Have you not
Always
noticed?
bring it that one.
If you even go to last week, Saturday punch, it's the same thing. You see them bringing images of, these people have different images online that you can actually lay your hands on.
But
Corporate.
that is, but you can understand that first they're actually trying to catch people's attention, right? Because
What you're doing is that what we're doing, this is normally weekend stories are soft. They are meant to be soft stories. I think these are part of the soft stories. When we
And so this is the part of the softness. We heard Princess said it. So this is part of the softness. All right.
yes,
you like it,
Give us some views.
when you saw it, you liked it.
They're giving us they're giving us some milk. All right. I
there's
know that's why
a story here I want us to look on, Daddy Chris.
these two women. I said sometimes when you people even come, you dress, you put it in, you push it out so that we will see it.
Daddy Chris, so there's a story here, Mary. There's a story here I want us to look at. The last story there, just beside Etinisa there, you will see a story there. 2 million Benue farmers sacked from their ancestral homes, still languishing in camps 7 years after. Can't go home because armed herdsmen still roam in their villages.
And did you hear the governor? Did you hear what the governor said? He was praising the president. I know Vanguard will never release that kind of rubbish. Vanguard will not sing that song. Even if the governor said it, Vanguard will not publish it. It's stupidity, Mr. Governor. Look at your people, 2 million, not 10, 2 million. Dying in the camp, ravaging, living in the camp, expelled from their home. And here you came out and say, Mr. President, you have done well when it comes to security. Are we not mad?
But that's politics for you now. Now they always call kettle that is black, white. You get. It's not like he doesn't
imagine a priest. Please imagine a priest. It's so disheartening, Mary, to hear the governor saying that.
Look like the man is perfect. He has no flaws and all of that. I'm surprised that
story.
Right now.
I tell you, say once that spirit of politics don't enter their body, that blood don't they come. They can change anytime, and they can turn to be anything. And there's a story here that says on the head desk of Dexport of Vanguard that says groundbreaking HIV prevention drugs shows 100%.
It caught my attention as well.
Prevention.
We're not saying that it is curable now. It's that it can be prevented. So please.
Yes. But even at that, please don't take chances. So me, I no wan hear say they should bet the mama fly.
You
I
know,
no wan hear that.
no, Christian, I think it's very important we raise awareness on this.
Yes.
If you have HIV, if you are on your medication, 90% you will not be transferring it to others.
Okay.
And that's exactly so that you don't spread it, meaning you can still get married. Because if you have it and you are not sharing it, then you are safe. People will be feeling free to be with you. But if you don't take your medication, you are careless about it, and you are killing others, then you should be in prison. And so it's an encouragement, really, for those who already have it to go and get treatment. So this thing can stop spreading. The funniest thing is the thing that move fast, whether we like it or not, is sex. The world revolves around sex. Anytime you see women talking to men, everything you see there, they don't discuss it. There's something underneath sex. So if we don't address this critical issue of health, in this sexual health, one of them in my time is HIV. And I'm not surprised. You know why I like this, Princess? The last time we were discussing the HIV, as if HIV is going to kill the whole world, I was laughing. I said it is the disease of this generation. When we're growing up, you know this funny, the biggest disease, gonorrhea. If you catch gonorrhea then, hey, the way they run, they go peace, everyone knows anybody don't kakus, so don't carry gonorrhea. We'll be laughing. You understand? It was such a threat, it didn't kill us. I know that the time will come, HIV will not kill every one of us. And you know what I like? It's not restricted to black people alone. So white people will always help us to find solution to it. And I'm happy they've come to this stage. However, the act of being ashamed because you are sick is something I cannot comprehend. When you tell people your problem, some will laugh at you, yes, but that's the day you're going to see somebody who's going to help you. If people don't take it upon themselves to talk and make research and discuss this, then their unawareness will continue to be the biggest spread of any disease. When people are aware and they do everything they can to prevent it, that disease likely go into extinction. To be fair to HIV, we've dealt with it quite well. It's not like the common disease of those days where you say, in those days, you get HIV, the next 7 days you don't die. That was the interpretation. I don't understand how you got there. He said he slept with somebody, the next minute he died. That was the interpretation of HIV. We never knew you could live with it for 20 years. Where are we? What is wrong with us? Anyway, please
We
take
keep
note.
creating awareness not just for HIV but for other, uh other ones, like we have the autism, we have epilepsy, we have sickle cell, every other one. Every day we come here, we keep creating awareness for them. And just before we go, there's a story here that says on the Guardian newspaper. We already know that the main headline here is talking of how sanitization inspection can check outbreak of cholera, other diseases. But there's a story down there with the blue background there that says World Health Organization announces global resurgence of cholera. And that means this is not only in Nigeria, global resurgence of cholera. This is something we should all, be worried about. I always talk about sanitization, wash your hand, do the right thing. And, people criticize me for that a lot, but I'm happy it can get to anybody. So we should take care, wash our hands, and of course, let's have a proper sanitization around us, around everything we, especially what we eat, our hands, and our homes. And let's quickly go to the spot now. We have other story, but we cannot take them. We quickly go to the spot. And Mary, I can see there. I love the spot this morning that says pace setters, Nigerian athletes who achieved record-breaking feats from 2023 to 2024. So it's a good thing. We cannot only talk about NFF not doing well. Now we applaud the ones that are doing well. I know
Well,
this lady.
the Nigerian female footballers, they are doing well. They are actually making us proud. I felt, I don't know, even yesterday when I saw their victory and all of that, I was asking somebody, why is it that they don't talk much about the female when they win a particular match? Why is it just about the men? Is it because we are
You, Mary, you are a journalist, you are a football fan, you're supposed to be here promoting them. So you can start today, actually,
no, but generally Nigerians we are just like that. It's only
And
when
because they always see women as, you always said it's a man's word. Women were always relegated to the back. Not be now will they bring our head out. Before, women will not talk, women will not allow. So they feel like even if we're doing well, because now when we got to do well past the men, they're not the one they talk them. They don't want to talk the truth, even when they see the truth.
Sometimes we won't be like men.
and these women are doing well.
I know, but sometimes you women want to be like men. We don't leave trouser for now. We won't be like men. When I no vest, they will keep me.
When I get trouser, is it people that have trouser? Is it that is men that have trouser?
In fact, in those days, in ancient Igbo land, they for cut your head off for wearing trouser. We not go talk about that one. You see, this time, when I don't change the word, we don't accept. But me, I be man, I not go feel born pikin. I not feel carry baby. God created this world and gave everybody their own duties. Do your own. And
Daddy Cruz, does it mean that we cannot actually applaud this? Look at this image we're seeing now. Look at this amazing
people
who have actually done well. A grand. Let me.
In fact, the Arab world in the Arab world, you don't go see this one. Women they open like wine. Now so they create women.
What if she wants to run? She cannot run
against the women that
play. I don't shut up.
But are you against the women that plays football? I want to understand. Like you are not in support of women.
Why are you waiting for the one I say?
Yeah.
The one, why are you looking for me?
Why are you looking for me? No, because I can see that all their victory. I've never said anything about it.
Okay, I'm talking about this beautiful picture here. I just feel like it's worth celebrating, and we say kudos to them. These are people, Nigerian athletes, who have achieved groundbreaking feats. Let's underline groundbreaking feats from 2023 to 2024. And so I really want to say kudos. They are making, especially this lady at the front. I can't remember her name, but she's always running so fast, and she's always making us very proud. When people see her on the field, they are always very, excited, chanting her name and all that. She's quite popular globally. And these are some of the things that are now reckoning with us. And don't forget also, just before we go on that note, I think I saw a story also, was it from The Guardian, that says, we'll talk about Afrobeat goes global as Nigerian boasts Grammy change. We'll see that these days in Grammy, most Nigerians are actually, are there. When we're talking about Grammy, proud to now, it wasn't a place for we Africans, but now it's a place for Nigerians where we'll be hearing our names left and right and all that. The other day we have an event. What was that event? One of these brands actually had an event, and you could see Rema, you could see Whiskey, you could see Olamide seated at the front of a very, very large crowd. I'm talking about in the US. And of course, I don't know if that was in the US anyway, but I know it was outside Nigeria. And of course, Olamide's song was playing, his new track, and people were dancing. Everybody was now, you made that song, wow. So I think our musicians, our sport people, they're actually doing us very well globally, and we say kudos to them.
Kudos to them. The entertainment at large.
And I'm sorry, I'm going to say something here. By the time the people telling us we are doing great, it's the people drawing the people who said you are good and you are not good. It's not one of us. We have a problem. You see, deep down, the shame, I was watching this documentary about Malcolm X, and our actor was saying, Potter was saying that deep down, we thought the shame has been struck off, but deep down, our great desire to be great is to be loved by the white man. I rest my case. Otherwise, I see no reason why we have no Grammy in Nigeria. Why there is no serious award now that Afrobeat has come to stay. That we cannot even organize an event as big as Grammy with all the good music we're playing. When I leave me alone, sometimes Nigerian produce oil. You know what we do? We import fuel. Nigeria make fabrics. We import clothes. Nigeria, we can cultivate food. We will import cashew nut.
Anyway, Daddy Chris, you said I rest my case and you were still speaking. So I actually thought I rest my case means we're done. Anyway, that would be a good place to wrap up the show. Kudos to them. And then we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get to our own Grammy. We'll get to our own, Afro breaks. Well, we'll keep going. We'll keep pushing. We'll keep getting better. But for now, we say well done to all of them that are actually making us proud.
Let the managing
Yes, and outside Nigeria as well. Do what follow us on all social media handles. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and of course YouTube. Share this amazing content. This content today, let it fly. Share it everywhere on your social media. And thank you for your comment. Thank you for following us, and thank you for always being here for us. We cannot be here without you, and we say thank you. Yes, and today is Saturday. Let's go and lie down. Let's go and sleep. Let's go and rest, and we go back to work. Oh, one best Saturday for you, I guess. Anyway. Don't forget also our logistics is that we have in Abuja, just a call away. We deliver to your doorstep very prompt, quickly too. And of course, we'll talk about our Airbnb outlet here and there we have in Lagos, Abuja. Please reach out to us. It's a well furnished, cozy, chilling apartment. Everything is in place. We have a free internet. Also, we have a car to help you explore around. And so it will be a good time for you to have that party, birthday, meetings, holidays, everything you want to do there. Call us. And do not forget our magazines are out as well. You can always showcase your brand, your services, your goods, and of course your amazing self and career to the world via our magazines, because there's something you can keep as your archives. And the Nigerian Week London as well. A lot will happen on that event. We're talking about our award ceremony. We're talking about, the Nigerian film screening, the Nigerian entertainment. We're talking about, the Nigerian risk sector. That is one sector that is actually thriving now. And we're talking about agriculture. We'll display Nigerian food. And so don't be left out. You can be a major partner. You can also be a sponsor. So just reach out to us via emails or the numbers scrolling on your screen. It's Saturday. When you go out, one best Saturday. But don't drink and drive. Drive carefully, and of course obey the traffic law. Put a smile on the face of somebody today. The world will be a better place. Let's just keep holding. We'll get there. We'll see you again on Monday. I remain yours truly, Princess Cassie.
Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than Srtv Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience, cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen, and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. Srtv goes extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your Srtv Shortlet apartment today and experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. You can reach us by calling this number 070-6237-9915 or 080-7082-7331.